Welcome back everyone. Here we are, new project day. Got the ROKR MarbleTravel London. It's a sort of combination marble run and model kit, looks like, with lights included. 431 pieces, and the difficulty's on the back. 4 out of 5 stars difficulty. I'm assuming it's just like a standard marble. I don't see a crank in any of the pictures, so I don't think it's motorized, but they're sneaky like that sometimes to get them in there. But we're gonna dig in right now and find out. While I'm doing this, if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You can see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. But that being said, I should remind, I do want to add a disclaimer. Sometimes watching me is seeing how to not do it. I'm usually pretty good with these though. So let's pop this open and see what we can see. Alright, come on. Alright, we got our instruction manual. Fairly chunky for a ROKR kit, but pretty standard too. I like they got the inventory of the pieces you're going to need for each half of a page. That's always handy. They have a history of being fairly random with their numbering, so I generally go by page number rather than step numbers when I do their kits. And here's our inventory of pieces. Let's see. I do not see a motor, I just see lights, so I'm assuming there is going to be a crank on there somewhere. Here's our actual kit. And we got our, I think these are the pods for our representation of the London Eye. And wait a second. That's a motor. It is motorized. Okay. I stand corrected. Okay, and there's our LEDs and our like a power box. It's going to be a USB-C in there. Alright, so that's cool. What else got here? Nail clippers, screws, standoffs, little bitty screwdriver, shafts. A little variety pack in there. There's our ball bearings / marbles. There's our bell and some dumbbells. I don't think I've seen one of this in that thing. Then we got a little piece of acrylic and our feet. There's our touch sensor, I'm assuming. Looks like it's got a space there for touching on that. Alright, and then what are you? Okay, threaded plastic rod. That's new. And here's this. Yeah, plastic. No, it's not threaded. It's just got striations on it. I don't know if that's a tool or is that I guess I could look on our inventory sheet. What's this called? Okay, it's a ball catcher. Okay. Okay, so that must be magnetic on the end. Yeah, that's what it is. Magnetic. Okay, cool. That's a new, haven't had one of those in any of the builds before. Sanding pad, wax. Ooh, I need to get my wax filter out. But, okay. Let's pop this stuff back in. And I'll take a look at the sheets, and then we'll get going. All right. Come on, get a hold of it. Okay. A little piece of sandpaper. And then we're going into the little sheets first. I think I was upside down, but turn on the overhead light here, get a little more details on there. Mostly one-sided stuff here, but I'm sure at some point there's got to be something that's visible from both sides. Or maybe not. Okay. Alright. Not. But let's see, I'll get my wax melter out and get the wax going, because I'm sure I'll need that at some point on this build. But looks like we get to test our lights out first things, lights and motor and everything, so that'll be cool. But let's see, what we got? How far? See, trying to find a good spot to get to for progress, but I'll figure that out as I go along. I say it's a good, you know, ROKR. They've really got their stuff together. They always have good instruction manuals aside from their numbering system, which I have yet to figure out. But all right, like I said, I'll wrangle up a few steps and we will get going on this thing, and I'll be right back with that. Okay, like I said, step one is supposed to be testing to make sure the lights and everything work. Let's see, like that. You and here. So, and this over to our power pack. And then pop you into juice. And yep. Yeah, there you can see it spinning. Lights work spinning. Okay, so you turn got a pulsing light on the second one. And I bet it's hold to turn it off. Yeah. Okay, a single tap. And we get motor and solid lights. And the heartbeat. Okay. Alright, so looks like everything's fully functional. Gonna need this one to be undone because I'm about to use it. Leave all the rest hooked up until I need to unhook them. Alright, now on to official step one, page one. So we got you, a little toolio, a couple shafts, and all the collars and everything in there too. Back here. Alright, so I think, oh yeah, and our base plate. I think first thing we're making is a depth gauge. So you and J6 goes here, and J5 with our little ridged dealio there goes here. And 4. Gap facing the opposite direction. Here. And 12. Whoop. Either side. And right side up. Then B31 goes down. And make sure we got the numbers. Okay, got our little ridge dealio here. And looks like 6 is supposed to be at 6 there on the end. So supposed to be in that corner. So you go on there. And then once again, get the 6. Get our numbers lined up on our sheets. They are each corner has a number on it. Tell which way it goes up. So we got our so depth gauge, and holds our collars to put them in and everything. So all right, and we're gonna put it right to work. Put the collar in number 2. In. And then on there. No. And then same thing. This one seems a little suspect because, I mean, it seems to be about the same effect as if we just put the collar on and put another collar on top of it. Maybe a little bit different. But okay, so I got those 2. Now, bring this guy out with the printed side up. These guys go here and here, respectively. Now let's put these on top. And run you down. There we go. I admit I cheated and used my camera there to line up my. Okay, we got that situation. Oh, now's where I'm going to use the power pack. Okay. Got a little ahead of myself. I thought it was in the first tip, or the first bit. It's in the second bit. Okay, so we got this guy and this guy. This says you go into these slots and then forward. And you go into those slots. And we lock you in there. Notch in place up there. Alright. Go in with our line, go across, try and put the writing on the inside. You can't always conceal the printing on it, but I do when I can. Into here. This kind of locks that one in place. I think. There it goes. And have it lined up just so. Okay, I think it's going to go now. There we go. Okay. Now we take our. I've been calling it the power pack, the power transformer unit deal. It's got our. On the top, it's got the little tabs there, and they line up these guys, so it should be fairly easy to keep it straight. In there, and we got our little arches that really hold it in place. And they actually drop into our little slots on the side here. So it's really in there snug. Alright. And that completes page 3, which is, you know, the first page of the actual building. Got a good start in. Alright, let's widen it out a little bit because it's a bigger spot, bigger piece than I was expecting. And I got a few chunky bits here too. Something else I rather enjoy about ROKR is they usually do a pretty good job of labeling individual pieces so you know which ones are which. I promise they're not giving me any money to say all this nice stuff about them. Okay, so D22. Oops. There. And there. So that's going to be a track, it looks like. Feels a little loose. I don't think it's going anywhere, but it doesn't feel secure. But I'm not going to break down and use any glue because like it's not falling out or anything, so it should be okay. And this guy goes back along this edge here. See, that one, I say it feels secure going in, so it's not even worried about it. This big guy, printing facing outwards, goes here. Printing on that one? Yeah, printing outwards on both of those. Okay. And where are you out? Oh, there's two of you. Okay. So, let's get, what are we facing at? You. Corner piece. You go in, slide in the notch here. Alright. Okay. That's that half of the next page. Just keep on trucking. A bunch of little pieces and a single little baby screw in there. Okay. D2 facing that way. For some reason we're putting the screw in here. I'm not sure why. Doesn't appear to be binding anything, but I say this is where it goes. Let's pop through on the other side, so maybe it's a stop for something. No. Guys, through here. H4 and D5 goes on the other side. Those guys. And we're just gonna leave that right there. Not sure what the deal is on that. Okay. We got our tram or train or whatever you want to call it here. Let's go. You up there. through little section here. This goes down there to lock it in. Okay, here's where we're using this thing. Over here. Screw facing the back part of the train. There. And these guys are, okay, our doors, and they're saying to make sure the design on them. Sort of see the door windows at the top and the seal at the bottom. Want to make sure we get them right side up. Detail sort of match that one. Okay. And that's where that page ends. Alright, so on to page 5. Which is the last one I pulled, so I may have to go pull some more. We'll see. Yeah, because the lamps go on page 6, so we may do that. Okay, so you go in here. Let's get some room to maneuver there. Feels smooth enough where I would normally put wax on there, but I think I'm going to forego that. You'll see it feels smooth enough. Oh, let's get all my pieces out for the step 2. Okay. I should have some A4s here. So all these guys. Okay. A4s. Going under here to lock our train on. Still nice motion on it. Okay. I didn't get enough steps on that last build. I'll build some today. I'm going up from the inside, so. Okay, so that must be a subway car, a tube car. I think they call it over yonder. Actually, first subway I ever rode was in London. So, that goes to this little crooked series of them right there. Going in here to here. There. In place. Nope, probably should have done this first. Definitely should have done it first, it looks like. Okay, let me give myself a little more room here. Pop this end out. And now I'll bring it back over and I'll rest in place on those. All right, steps in place. And now, like I said, I'm gonna have to stop here in a minute and grab some more pieces because I thought this would take longer than this. Sort of the opposite of last week, where I was worried about it being too long. I'm worried about this one being too short. Okay, so step one. Let's go this end, flip it around. I got this little hanger here. That hook gets in there, and these tabs go in down those. So line everybody up at once, maybe. That was satisfying. I hope it shows us up that nice on the video. It wanted to go home. All right, and that looks like that's going to be a good marble gathering ramp thing. Okay. Now we take this guy. You're going along that edge. And this cover goes on top. Okay. So, and with the thick tab is down here. Definitely going to be a place to gather some marbles up. Now, okay, so you're back here on this section. Okay, so you're going to the outside. Where are you going? Okay. Yeah, that's up in there. Where are you hanging on? Okay. Those guys. Okay. Thought they were going to be tricky to go on. They just decided to just randomly cooperate with me there. Okay, one more tab right there. Else around here. Yeah, that's all as locked in as it's going to get. Okay, got our, see how it was going to. Okay, so this is going to be some kind of control mechanism here, I'm thinking, because it's got this tab, or this little grabby thing. Not sure what we're going to be doing with it, but I'm betting there's a marble going to be in here riding somewhere. Maybe it, no. I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to finding out. Alright, like I said, I'm going to do, looks like, one more page and we get to add some lights onto it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So, be right back with that. Okay, just 3 pieces including the lights, so definitely an easy page. So, take this guy, you're going in here. And then unwind our lights. We're going to start stringing them in. So, a lot more lights than I thought there were. Yeah, it's close to a 3-foot string. Not all the way 3 foot. Okay, so start off. Our first bulb goes underneath. We're going in here, around. That one's locked in on the bottom. And then you're going back into this notch. And trying to follow the instructions here. And 1, 2. Okay, and we're coming back up. If I can find the end of the thing. Through this hole. Tangled web of weave. And of course keeping it. And here's the trick too. Not let them get tied in a knot. Okay, so here, there. And I got that hot glue gun sitting right there I can lock this in place with. Don't tell nobody. I don't think I'll need you for a few seconds yet. A little bit. I'll say I'm not going to do much, just want to make sure this stays fairly snug there, so I'm just going to put a drop of glue right. Well, I think I am. Right there. Just to make sure it stays where I want it to be. Squish you down. Yep. No one will ever know, except anybody who watches this video. Okay, so you're up through there. You go back. Uh-oh, somebody wants some attention. I'll be right back. Yeah, that was her. If you don't let me out right now, I'm going to leave a present for you overnight. So I decided that was a good way to do it. Okay, so they're holding it like this. Come up through that hole. And go back around this guy. And we're going back down through the same hole again. Supposed to... No, it's just straight around. There's no wrapping on that end. And that puts that bulb right there in the middle thing, so a weird pivot on it. And you're coming over here into this slot. Spin you sideways. There you go. That one. Straight down the front here to that slot. There. Oh. You're going down and up through this one. Seems pretty secure through there. All right. Here. That's saying the light bead should be aligned with this hole. Okay, so we want basically, okay, so down here we want to take up the slack. Okay, so we want this light bead to be there. And then taking the slack over here. Both wires, get a hold of them. Just a little jig in them there. And seems like an ideal point for me to add a little bit more hot glue. Becoming a fan of that stuff. Get everything situated. Just come on. Oh, I'm getting a little low. There it goes. Just sort of squish it down there. Yeah, that way. Okay. Light bead lined up like we're supposed to. Okay, so we're up through. There. Now I turned over and did that. Okay, now they've spun it around this way. We're supposed to leave 4 beads. 2, 4. So these guys, 4 beads sort of lined up, but not. They're supposed to be sort of step in there, sort of, whoop, like so. Just top each other and top each other. Okay. And you go back down through the same hole. I'm glad I put that hot glue in there. Controlling this is not go its own way for sure. Okay, so guys, pretty close to what they were saying there. Back up through this next one. And that's got a, finally did the inevitable loop in there, so let's undo that so I don't have a kink in it. Oh, I think it's permanent. Okay. About to add another one. Now to get through there. Okay. Officially, that's the end of page 6. Go to page 7 here. Okay. Okay. I'm hitting the glue gun again with this. Just give me a little extra control on that wires and make sure they're not going everywhere. Okay. And then they just quit giving instructions on what to do with the wires. Did I miss a step? Because all of a sudden they've got... Okay, hang on. Okay, so that... Okay, it's just cut off there. But I don't have... Oh, I see. Okay, so we are taking this thing out too. That's what confused me. Now this is going up here. So I got two... This thing, they're pretending isn't going. We got two wires standing up. I hope they know what they're doing. I'm confused. Let's see. Okay, but that, like I say, that's technically start of page 7, but we're through page 6. Yeah, like I say, I think the hot glue is going to be handy, and that definitely would have been going crazy. This thing getting sprung everywhere. Let's see if my lights still work now. Let's see. So here and there. And power cable in under here. And that way. Let's see. That. And touch. Okay. They are still lit up all the way to the end. So that's a good place to stop, I think. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where sometimes I do successful experiments. That's what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is going to be the playlist for this whole build once I get a second video up. I'll see you tomorrow.